Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend D.G. Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
Who asked for some multiversal justice?
As long as it's unlimited, it was me, Barry!
That's right, kids. Welcome back to another episode of Unlimited Justice. I'm going to try to say that right after our conversation. Anyway, I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is
Lilith Hellfire, durr.
The terror of multiple Earths.
Exactly. Psycho Pirate's got nothing on me, see?
Oh, hey, well, all right, kids. So yes, we are talking the first two parts of Crisis on Earth Prime.
I want that too, but Prime!
I love how you roll your eyes aside, but this was like your pick.
I know! I'm just saying, the Earth naming conventions are just...
Well, wasn't Earth Prime, the real world?
Exactly. It's just like, stop it.
Amazon was like, yes, Earth Prime.
Seriously. Jeff Bezos is, pretending to be Superman, but he's really the villain on that Earth. It's Lex Luthor in disguise, obviously.
Oh, my. This green battle suit.
It's green. That's how you know he's the villain.
Oh, yeah. That's nice.
Jeez, people.
Cheese and crackers, people.
All right. Cheese and rice.
Should we get into these? Because, we got 2 issues this time, and these are a little more
meaty
involved than like the last arc we did.
Yeah, let's just jump in.
Hey, well, so, all right, kids. So,
Make a splash. But not like Gwen Stacy.
Oh, how dare you do that to Conway? How dare you? He wrote this.
Exactly.
Justice. I will not have this slander against friends of the show, Jerry Conway. Justice League of America 207 Part 1 from October 1982.
Still not born, but it's fine.
Crisis on Earth Prime, Book 1, Crisis times 3. Do your times 3, kids. All right, writer Jerry Conway, penciler Don Heck, inker Romeo Tangle, colorist Carl Gafford, letterer Ben Oda, and editor Len Wein. Man, he's all over the place.
Make that money.
Gimme. On Earth 2 at JSA headquarters, Dr. Fate, Green Lantern, Huntress, Power Girl, and Starman of the Justice Society of America prepare to activate a transmatter cube that will teleport them to Earth 1.
Before mother boxes and boom tubes. I love it here.
Exactly. That was the big loss from Crisis, transmatter cubes.
Bring them back! It all counts!
Earth 1, where they may visit their friends, the Justice League of America. On
Just
Earth
America.
Exactly. On Earth 1, aboard the JLA satellite, Aquaman, Firestorm, Hawkman, Superman, and Zatanna of the League prepared to receive their guests. Something goes awry, however, and rather than the JSA arriving on the satellite, the League instead encounters Johnny Quick, Owlman, Power Ring, Superwoman, and Ultraman, the crime syndicate of Earth 3.
Ruh-roh, Shaggy!
God. Power Ring. What's your name? Let me see.
I have a power ring. I guess that'll do.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody got lazy there. Before the
League, so you knew his power set. You could just guess.
He's evil Green Lantern. Like, you don't know his power set. Before the League can even get their bearings, the crime syndicate dives on top of them. Hail.
As you do.
He's He's evil. He's evil. Hal Jordan. So what? He only dates milfs.
Ooh.
He's the opposite. He's Bizarro Jerry. All right. Owlman blasts Hawkman with a palm laser, while Superwoman punches Superman through the hull of the satellite.
Yikes.
Oh my! And Power Ring bashes Firestorm with a large green energy hammer. Ultraman. Oh wait. Ultraman does the snatch the rug out trick on Zatanna. Only the rug is a piece of the metal deck, which he then wraps around Zatanna before pitching her into outer space. Man,
Man, people get thrown into space a lot. It reminds me of Invincible.
yeah.
That episode just throw them into, when in doubt, throw them into space.
Well, they're already in space, they're on that satellite, so all you need.
Exactly.
Is this why when we get to Detroit, we're just like, maybe the satellite's not the best idea?
Tell that to the well. At least Sally got destroyed in the Flash. They were relying on that satellite way too much.
Exactly. Aquaman tries to stop Johnny Quick, but Johnny's super speed is faster than Aquaman's enhanced reflexes, ending in another one-punch
I call
knockout.
shenanigans.
Oh, one-punch knockout. Give him the old Guy Gardner. Man, they nerfing Aquaman already. All right. But Superman's abrupt exit has left a jagged gap in the satellite's hull, which Ultraman and Johnny Quick and Superwoman team up to repair. The crime syndicate then steals an experimental space shuttlecraft from the JLA's hangar and flies towards Earth, intent on establishing a foothold on the planet, from which to stage the revenge plot against Per Degaton. What?
Sure.
Man, we jumped in the middle of a story here. It seems like.
Yeah, we did.
Conway wasting no time. The Justice Society, meanwhile, does not appear on Earth 1, but rather in an emerald bubble in a misty borderland between dimensions. Doctor Fate recognizes this place as New Jersey now, as the dimensional.
Well, if it's green and foggy, I'd say it was LA, but
No, okay, Florida. As the place.
Our air quality is pretty damn good. Thank you very much.
It's got a lot of green. I knew that was coming. I knew it. Next to Man Thing March, that's like her big thing.
Smoke did you be?
Dr. Fate recognizes the place as a dimensional prison in which the JSA and JLA had left the crime syndicate several years earlier, at the end of their first encounter. So
nice. Just leave them in the bubble. We're Superman.
I know, but it's like, so I didn't read that story. So was there something about this dimension that kept them alive, or was it just like, we're going to
because it's comic books? That's what
I guess, because I was just like, okay.
Because you know they're the good guys. They can't kill them.
I don't think they'll leave them here to starve to death. Okay. And I didn't
they're villains. They'll figure something out, you know?
And it's the DC universe. I didn't see no toilet in that bubble either.
Well, now you know what they were eating.
Oh.
That's the true punishment.
Oh, no wonder they were angry when they got to that satellite.
Exactly.
At the end of their first encounter, Power Girl fails to punch her way through the bubble, and Green Lantern already knows that his ring won't work on this bubble. So Starman and Dr. Fate apply their
because it's a yellow lamp.
No, it's Alan Scott. That would be wood. Wood, Jerry. Wood. You know, Alan Scott and you have the same weakness. Wood.
I wouldn't say it's a weakness.
She got strength from a kid.
Exactly.
Power of the penis.
So Starman and Dr. Fate apply their cosmic and magical energies against it with success. So now they're free, but still adrift in an other dimensional limbo. The the JSA always finding themselves in some kind of limbo.
I think that's more of a meta commentary.
Oh.
What do we want to do with them? There's no place for them.
It's been in limbo for a while. But Green Lantern has a solution. He scans the surrounding continuum, probing the fabric of space and time, and finds what looks
Because
like
that's going to end well.
and what looks like the Syndicate's trail. Yeah, kids, we gotta get this episode done because Little Hellfire has to go probe the continuum. Yeah, man.
More like start another rewatch of Deep Space Nine.
You got me up this early on a Saturday so you can watch Deep Space Nine.
I kid. Got 4 dogs to take to the vet, buddy. It's going to be a long day.
At that point, I think they're taking you to the vet.
Gotta load them in the SUV. Gotta trick them to think that we're going to Starbucks for pup cups.
Oh my god, I think they're tricking you into going to Starbucks. Oh, did you get a shot? Did we get you a caramel macchiato?
Non-dairy whipped cream. Thank you very much.
Hey-oh.
Hey-oh.
Alright, so Alan finds the Syndicate's trail. He brings his 4 teammates with him through a rift between realities, and they arrive in a world known as Earth Prime.
Dun dun dun.
Exactly. Our world.
Allegedly.
They stare horrified at the tableau before them, as the city of New York is nothing but a sea of broken...
New York City! Come on, Phil.
I know, New York City is nothing but a sea of broken, shattered buildings and debris. So, basically...
So, New York, yeah.
The present.
I was going to say the 70s New York, definitely.
Green Lantern's ring confirms that it's Earth Prime. Isn't that where... What was that, where Superboy Prime comes from?
Shut your filthy mouth. We don't talk about Superboy Prime.
Well, this is before Superboy Prime.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if Superman and Lois do Superboy Prime, so help me! I will fly to Vancouver!
He's not going to show up on Superman and Lois. Well, we'll have to do an episode when he shows up on Naomi.
Yeah.
That's Sweet Summer Child.
That'll happen in like season never.
I know. It's such a sweet summer child.
I'm that kind of freak.
Honestly, it would make more sense for them to do a younger version of Superman on that show, though.
Yeah.
Because Tyler, they don't really... Yeah, it's a whole thing.
I can tell that sweet summer child. I'm like, you know what? These TV writers aren't never doing the deep dives that you do. I mean, you know.
Especially, no shade, not Jill Blankenship.
That's an
You saw what Supergirl became. You know.
Girl power. According to Dr. Fate, this city has been destroyed by a nuclear blast. But
Nuclear?
But not recently. Okay, Bush. But not recently. Lantern's ring also has identified a psychic vibration at this scene. A familiar one. According to Green Lantern, Perich Degapon is responsible for the destruction of New York.
Oh, no.
Again, they bring up a name, kids, for the second time, and it's like, who is this?
Who is this rascal? Because it's the JSA, so whippersnapper rascal.
You nasty rascal. Back on Earth 1, Superman awakens when he hits the outer atmosphere as he is plummeting towards the Earth. Yeah, he starts burning up.
Don't you hate when you wake up and you're on fire? Whoa.
Whoa. That hit close to home, didn't it, Little Hellfire?
Oh, no. As I've said before, toaster strudels and Twinkies and wrappers only.
Oh, my.
What's the hold on principle? Somebody's muffin's getting buttered. That ain't
my business. Not at all.
He spies Zatanna's steel-wrapped, spell-protected, unconscious body dropping from space and zooms her back to the satellite, where Firestorm transforms the steel plating into several dozen roses. Man,
Don't
first
tell Killer Frost.
I know. I was gonna say first it was like Power Girl. Now he's like trying to hit on Zatanna.
Good luck with that.
Man, this boy can make a lot of money on Valentine's Day. Hawkman detects the absence.
Trying to pull that rabbit out of her hat. You know what I'm saying?
Hawkman detects the absence of the shuttlecraft and wants to pursue this lead. But Chairman Zatanna decides that they need to find out what happened to the Justice Society before they can pursue the crime syndicate.
Boo! Just be like the Avengers. Just go in without a plan, man.
Can we call in more members to deal with it? Hey, everyone on Earth, go after the crime syndicate. Everyone's busy in their own books, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, even Jerry Conway said, he's like, yeah, it's nicer to write characters who don't have their own monthly titles. You don't have to worry about that crap. They use the transmatter cube to teleport to Earth 2. When they arrive, however, they find the JSA headquarters in terrible condition, with broken furniture and decades worth of cobwebs and dust. It looks as if it hadn't been occupied for a long, long time. A yellowing calendar on a peeling wall says 1942, July.
Aww.
And when the
They're
team
busy.
Oh my. All of a sudden they all retired. When the team walks outside, they discover a fascist city-state with a big black D flags flying from big black D flag. Oh my. Did you get enough in Man Thing, Mark Hellfire?
Never!
Oh boy! Go check out Capes and Lunatics. You know what?
Ultimate Spider-Cast.
Exactly, all month of March. Oh my God! You know what he dropped I can make just from that one drop? It's going to be Man Thing. Oh boy, or just oh boy, or just Man Thing.
Oh Man Thing.
The drop that keeps on giving. Yeah. The big black D flag shuffle from every flagpole and statues of Per Degaton again. Decorating.
Damn it! Who is this rascal?
Who is it? Superman is the only one of them to recognize Per Degaton, having once studied the case files of the JSA. The only one to have done their homework.
What a Boy Scout!
Oh, just like Quasar.
Boo! Tomato.
How dare you?
Keep that Marvel crap on the Cape side. This is Sidekicks.
Hey, I'm pandering. Ray likes that stuff. Come on.
Okay, that's fine.
What? Yeah.
Anything for the old man.
Shout out to the patrons, Russell, Justin, and Old Man Ray.
Old Man Ray.
Oh my God! Oh, hey man, Old Man Logan. It's like a brand. Come on.
Exactly.
Oh, hey, let's get that going. Collective.
Old Man Moon Knight.
Oh. Old Man Australia. Oh.
Captain Tank Top has retired.
The Sausage King is retired.
He was indeed too old for this bleep.
Oh.
What the F? Whoa, that's pretty damn big.
Man Thing March! Oh!
Talking about making natural for Lilith.
It's true. That's why Manscaped should become a sponsor.
Sex on the mind. The hard master.
Better than the soft master.
Ew.
Exciting times to be a pimp.
The automobiles and the fashions, while newly made, are in the styles of the 1940s. But according to the news billboard at Times Square, it is October 2nd, 1982.
What?
The local people are all
Anachrastic! We gotta love it!
But I don't know, man. Someone took that sports almanac back in time. I don't know.
Damn it, Marty!
Damn, this is
It's shit kids!
This is before any of the Back to the Futures. Holy crap.
Damn, this is old.
I know. The local people are all visibly cowed and paranoid and avoid making eye contact until one older lady recognizes them as the Forbidden Ones and yells for the police.
I didn't know they had anybody of a minority in their team.
Oh.
Too soon? Too bad.
Well, yeah, Lil, there's a woman there.
Oh, true. Touche. In tight fishnets, yeah.
Mm-hmm. How dare she show calf and ankle? How dare her?
At least she's not showing shoulder. Heaven forbid.
Oh, my. It yells for the 6 fanatical fascist security cops race onto the scene. What is this, January 6th?
That's at Nightwing PDP.
And in mid-crowd, they open fire on the JLA with submachine guns. But Superman
That's hitting a little too close to home there.
just catches all of the bullets, while Zatanna whips up a high-powered wind to blow away these punks.
Somebody had beans for breakfast.
Can you imagine if she casts a spell and that's what happened?
That's something Constantine would do, not Zatanna.
Now you people know
she's
why.
not a petty dabbler, okay?
Now you people know why she doesn't wear pants.
Talk about the winds of March.
Oh! The Justice League withdraws into the empty JSA HQ. Their problem now is what happened in July of 1942 that made 1982 turn out like this. There's only one way to find out, so Superman and Firestorm team up to create a protective, transparent bubble in which 4 of them ride, while Superman flies through the sound barrier. While Superman flies through the sound barrier, the light barrier, and the time barrier backward to January 1942. Yes,
He pulled a Superman!
Superman pulled a Superman.
Boo! Tomato, tomato, tomato.
That's right, kids. Before Crisis, Superman could just travel through time under his own power.
Who the hell does he think he is? Barry Allen? Has he was making sweet, sweet love to the timeline before Barry? Oh no! Barry's got a lot to live up to. Just ask Lois.
Oh my! I mean, here's a dark conspiracy theory. Did Superman somehow bring about Crisis so he can marry Lois?
Ooh, I like it. He is still an alien at the end of the day. We never really know where his heart truly lies, besides between Lois's legs, you see.
Whoa!
And that's just a throbbing pulse at that point.
Whoa! All right. Enough of this.
Talking about meat so natural for Lilith.
Like breathing.
It is.
No, seriously. I mean, think about it. Pre-Crisis, she's only
He's the darkness, Philip!
The Great Darkness. Oh, DC would never.
I mean, if we're killing the Justice League, they're probably just going to be clones like X-Men anyway.
The very first Action Comics #1, the very first guy, and it's like, it was me all along.
Stupid humans.
I mean, think about it.
It's Invincible all over again.
Oh, DC did it first. Oh,
no.
Oh my god.
Kirkman!
Oh my god.
You know what? I would literally pay so much money for that to be the case.
I know, but just put a bullet in Tyler's head right now. I'm just like, oh god, can you imagine?
It's something to shake up the Superman franchise. We need it desperately.
Yeah.
He can't because, I mean, come on. In 2022, nobody can be a big blue Boy Scout anymore. That's the point.
So Superman's the big villain. It's been him all along. He was sick of her only loving Superman and not Clark, so he alters the timeline. And that's right, kids. So Superman is the evil one. Guess who our big hero was all along?
I love Batman.
It was Lex Luthor.
I love
I
Batman.
told you I was right.
Can you imagine? People, they would just be like, yeah, you've been seeing these two wrong for 80 years, kids.
Recontextualize.
I mean, DC,
Subverted expectations, yes!
I mean, look how much publicity you got just from his son coming out as bi. I mean, Superman's been evil for the whole last 80 years.
Did nothing wrong. I can't allow that. I'm sorry. I can't allow it. Wait a minute. What if that was what Bendis was trying to get to? And they were like, all right, enough of that.
Oh, we thought he was a madman, but he was a genius.
Bendis.
Oh, no. I don't want to owe Bendis an apology. No, I don't like it.
You're not going to buy that Rogolzar was right t-shirt?
No, never.
Oh, my. So, yeah.
You know what? Put that on the internet somewhere. Somebody will pick it up. Maybe even, a Brian or two.
I mean, that's like a whole blog post. You can't sum that up in 2 sentences.
Superman's been evil the whole time. Click my blog post to find out why.
I need somewhere to put my blog, Lil. Hey,
Will, where are you? I need help.
reach out to him if you need help, man. Reach out to him.
All right, I need motivation, is what it is. Maybe that'll be the motivation.
There's your motivation, the whole Superman conspiracy, and maybe I'll write up the Kevin Smith thing too.
In 2 days, our blog will be blown to hell.
I know the internet will take it down. I know you've heard this before, but Lilith, I need some place to stick it. Come on.
All right, I'll work on it. I promise.
Yay! Up and sit by my birthday.
Okay, fine.
Oh my.
Talking about meat is so natural for Lilith.
Classy. Thank you, Justin.
I hate it here. See how I get bullied, kids.
All right, so how did we get here? Oh yeah, Superman took everyone back in time. Now the Justice Society's HQ is clean and tidy, so they've back-timed themselves far enough to be in place for whatever it was that happened here between January and July of 1942. Firestorm gets a headache from contemplating the time paradox being created.
Exactly, because Ronnie's an idiot. But Martin could explain it.
Exactly. Then the front door opens, and to the JLA's amazement, it's not the JSA arriving, but the All-Star Squadron. Commander Steele, Firebrand, Johnny
Boo! Get out of here!
Liberty Bell, and Robot Man, none of whom are recognized by any of the JLA members.
Boo!
All right, look at that list. That's right, kids. We have 2 Johnny Quicks.
Oh God, that's what the world needs.
Exactly. Yes. One is evil. One is not so evil.
I was gonna say, can't say good.
All right, Lil, what you think of part 1?
I like it. I like the setup a lot. Besides, Superman going back in time.
Yes.
Yeah, they definitely needed to knock down his OP level.
Oh yeah, that's what they said. They said he was literally juggling planets. Yeah, they had.
Yeah, I remember.
But this issue is the 20th annual team up of the Justice League and Justice Society. So we did this for at least 20 years.
And we should start doing it again. I'm just saying. Don't forget where you come from. I mean, we already have 1-Star Squadron, which they've always been. They've never been all-star to me, as far as I'm concerned. So, it's time to bring back the JSA in a big way. So,
1-Star Squadron.
We're doing me now?
Oh my God! Maybe we should just have. Remember back in the day? Maybe we should just have Charlie record his reviews of 1-Star Squadron. We could play him here. Whoa!
Yes, if he has time. I know him and Maz do so much.
Let me explain this page by page.
You've never lived until Maz has given you a pain.
Such a bummer he didn't like Peacemaker. I really would have liked his thoughts, but I knew it was he's too highfalutin.
Maybe if there were some short women in it. Hail. All right. Owlman is seen blasting energy from his hand against Hawkman, who is holding his Illumina gun with the other one.
Boo!
According to WriteUp.org, the simplest explanation is that Owlman used his hypnotic power to make Hawkman think the Illumina gun was in his other hand. Thus, the blast comes from the Illumina gun, but Hawkman cannot see it, whereas the hand Hawkman is disarming is empty.
I don't even know why he has that power, but I'm just gonna let it go.
Because he's a Wayne.
Oh, touche.
Well, he's Owl God.
I know.
He's Owl God. All right.
Take that, Conchu.
Oh my. In a giant continuity error, New Teen Titans 23 claims that the departure of the Justice League into the time stream and across the dimensional barrier to Earth 2 in this issue is the reason why the Justice League satellite is mostly vacant at the end of that issue. However, this forms an irreconcilable continuity kerfuffle with Action Comics 536 as Superman, or rather the invulnerable half of Superman, extracted by Lord Satanus and Siren, and mystically entrapped in the 20th century.
Yeah, we needed a reboot. Not gonna lie, we needed to reboot the line.
Yeah. Greet the Titans after they board the satellite at the end of both Action Comics 536 and New Teen Titans 23.
It wasn't Superboy Prime. It was Teen Titans.
While a complete, non-separated Superman with his full array of powers and the ability to travel through time under his own ability departs with the Justice League in this issue.
Yeah, we needed just one reboot though. That's all we needed was the one.
The time stream cut them in half, okay, kids?
Ouch. Now, which half? Are we talking straight down the middle or
Hey, oh, so I was gonna
at
say
the waist?
no. Superman was on the mission with the League on this issue. No, that
Yes.
whatever created the Titans was Lois Lane's love clone or whatever.
Exactly. It was the mermaid's love clone technically, but we won't talk
Hey,
about
there's a
that.
non-powered.
Mermaids are evil.
Superman gives his woman the safe version, the non-powered clone.
Well, yeah. Hey, Donner had it right. Just saying.
Hey,
Watch the Donner extended cut, or you'll be lost forever. That's all I can say.
Exactly. All right, we get to part 2.
Let's do it.
All right. Yeah, the rest of the month there will just be 1 per episode, but I put 2 in the first part because there are 5 parts here, kids.
So we had to make it fit. Hell.
Hey, yes, I have heard that.
Talking about meat is so natural for Lilith.
And it's not you. Okay. All right. All-Star Squad Part 2, All-Star Squadron number 14 from October 1982.
Boo.
Crisis on Earth Prime Book 2, The Mystery Men of October.
Mystery Man. What a terrible movie.
We're about to find out how the All-Star Squadron got to that last page of the Justice League issue. All right. Writer Roy Thomas, penciler Adrian Gonzalez, inker Jerry Ordway, colorist Carl Gafford, letterer Ben Oda, and editor Len Wein. On Earth 2 in 1947, yes, 47, not 42, Per Degaton, here we go, rules the world and stages gladiatorial arena death matches among all-stars. The amusement
Wait a minute.
For
Did
the amusement.
Hulk steal this?
Oh my! For the amusement of his throngs of loyal citizens, but only in his dreams. Oh, just like you. He awakens, and his memory has returned. He remembers both of his previous attempts to take over the world by using Professor Z's time machine, and vows that this time he will get the job done. Are you sick of guys just promising to get the job done, Little Hellfire?
I'd rather do it myself most of the time.
Hey-oh! All right, kids, stay tuned for the Capes and Lunatics only fans. We'll see who brings in more money, Lil for Charlie.
Well, some weird people out there. My money's on Charlie.
I was gonna say only one of them's getting topless, kids.
We're doing me now.
He goes to Z's lab and shoots the old man, and this time he checks his pulse to be sure he's dead. He steals the time machine and goes shopping for futuristic weapons in 1982. That futuristic 1982.
Yikes. Could you imagine?
I know. In the process, accidentally, he is shunted from Earth 2 to Earth Prime. So yes, kids, he's off to Earth and time. He explores the New York City of 1982. Oh God, Earth Prime New York. Oh my God.
Oh, I'm surprised they didn't kill him.
I'm surprised he didn't come back with herpes or something. Jeez. Resolving that this time he will much more carefully observe and research this future era's technology and information systems. In a typically rude and belligerent conversation with a news vendor, because it's New York, Bert Degaton learns that he's been shifted to a world where his greatest enemies, Hawkman, Wonder Woman, Superman, are nothing but comic book characters. This gives him a big and evil idea. Sounds like you, a big and evil idea. He returns to the time machine and checks his equipment, confirming his suspicion. He's been pulled into a parallel Earth, and now he knows how to find his way back to it. But the next thing he knows, his time machine has been pulled along by a powerful chronomagnetic attraction into a time storm. Very much.
Somebody get the Wave Rider.
Yeah, very much like the conditions he had encountered earlier. This time, he and his machine get shifted into hyperspace, where he quickly finds the Green Lantern power bubble that imprisons the crime syndicate. By using his machine's chrono vibrations, He penetrates the bubble, Hale.
And you get a vibrating hand, and you get a vibrating hand.
Oh my!
You get a vibrating hand, and you get a vibrating hand.
What is he, a proctologist? He penetrates the bubble, and some bargaining takes place, at the end of which he and the Syndicate travel through time, space, and dimensions to Earth Prime, October 1962. See, we're jumping.
Oh, so close.
We're
They
jumping.
could have just done it.
We're jumping in increments of 20 years, kids. Castro's Cuba.
Uh-oh.
Man. So, yeah, they're back there with Castro.
What, do they want, a baseball player?
I was going to say, they're back there with Castro and George Costanza. See, El Presidente? There and then, the superpowered criminals steal several dozen Soviet ICBMs, and per Degaton time shifts them to Earth 2. January 1942.
Uh-oh.
Before they even get there, though, the Syndicate decides to turn against Per Degaton, but this treason had been anticipated, and preset failsafe device is triggered, hurling all 5 of them instantly into another time dimension.
See, he's smart.
Specifically,
always expect the double cross.
Oh yeah. I planned for you to double cross me, so I double crossed you. Specifically, they are shifted to the JLA's transmatter cube once they emerge into Earth 1 in October 1982 and immediately attack the Justice League. Which brings us back to the beginning.
Full circle. I would say super connected, but that's on the other side of the podcast network.
I thought you were going to say full stream ahead.
Nice.
Get it? With Charlie Esser and Maz Manzor. We've jumped Earth again.
Oh, that sounds fun. I'd be down for a road trip.
Nice. Nice.
Thank you. On Earth 2, in January 1942, after returning to New York from San Francisco, the All-Star Squadron has their first encounter with the magnetic villain, Nuclear, the Magnetic Marauder.
Nuclear.
Man, you're just trying too hard, kid. He was standing on a rooftop in broad daylight, magnetically attracting construction materials from a nearby building site to his position on the roof.
X marks the spot.
Lilith will tell you don't need to go to all this trouble to get construction workers' attention. Hail.
You really don't.
Hail. Johnny Quick, the good one, zings up there and engages him. Yes. Hail. Causing him to drop his heavy metal loot, which Firebrand melts into slag before they hit the street below. This keeps it from bouncing around and crushing people. Meanwhile, Nuclear is defeating Johnny, while Brandy and Bell, now joined by Robot Man and Commander Steele, scramble up to the roof to join the fight. Quick, Robot, and Steele team up to use a steel cable and their own metallic bodies to ensnare Nuclear. Hail. But in the process, they topple over the edge of the very tall building. The Marauder's equipment and powers enable him to escape by crashing through a brick wall. You know where I'm going, right?
Oh, yeah!
The Kool-Aid Man. The Kool-Aid Man. Too bad he's a Marvel fan. Kool-Aid Man.
Ray's like, what the F?
What the F?
That was just a really nice package.
And they destroyed it. They destroyed my beautiful boy.
While Robot Man and Steele are lucky to catch a stout flagpole. What is this Saturday?
Yikes.
They're lucky to catch a stout flagpole with their cable.
Oof.
Is this what the kids call docking?
Don't Google it. Whatever you do, if you don't know, you don't need to know.
Don't Google that, kids.
Emotional damage.
Even Lilith won't go there.
Superior puss.
Only the opposite.
Oh, hey man, I gotta give the patrons what they we gotta pander to the patrons. Come on.
I'm a sucker for a guy with a powerful rod.
Just ask Alan.
Oh my. The 5 All-Stars decide to hold an informal meeting, and since Hawkman had entrusted Liberty Bell with the key to their meeting rooms, they head for JSA HQ.
Put them under your boobs, lady.
What?
That's where she keeps the key.
Oh my. True.
It's so salty.
Almost got me.
Hell, but they go to JSA HQ, but inside they encounter Aquaman, Firestorm, Hawkman, Superman, and Zatanna, most of whom they don't recognize, and 2 of whom seem to be imposters.
Uh-oh.
What's with this young-looking Superman? Oh my god, there we go. Earth 1 Superman has always been bad, and eventually he has to get taken out by Earth 2 Superman, who becomes our new Superman.
I'm just a Superman conspiracy that doesn't involve his stupid secret identity. Yes, and thank you.
Or Krypton, or General Zod, yes.
Oh my god, dude, listen. Jor-El was a bad guy. We all know this. Why would his son be any different?
Exactly. There you go. Is that why Byrne kind of had it where he's like, oh yeah, he was always in a birthing matrix. He never had any actual contact with his parents. Byrne tried to save him.
He did. And they were like, we don't like it. It's too unnatural.
Hey-oh. Per Degaton's memory loss, as described in All-Star Squadron 3, dates back to earlier in 1947. But paradoxically, was inflicted by events taking place in December 1941. Superwoman has super hearing and understands Russian. Since they're
That's because she's a red daughter. If you know, you know.
Since their meeting on January 9th, 1942, and now, quote unquote, Liberty Bell, Johnny Quick, and Firebrand have been out to San Francisco, did some things, and gotten back. Even with nonstop flights both ways, that had to take at least 3 days. So this story would seem to be set at the very earliest, circa January 12th, 1942.
Because, we're so realistic.
Math nerd.
Like, what are you calculating the star dates too while you're at it? Jeez.
Star date 542.1.
That's why they stopped doing it, because the nerds kept calling them out.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Bazinga!
Exactly.
All right, Lil, what did you think?
Although, do you know the best thing about Sheldon?
What?
If you borrow money from him, he won't hound you.
That's true.
Because you'll get it to it when you can, obviously.
I bought this beret before. All right, Lil, what did you think of these issues?
Now, this is a story. That's all I have to say about it. Like, it is a lot going on. A lot of moving parts. They don't treat you like you're stupid,
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, more involved than that last team up we did,
I like that they just trusted the audience was invested and that they would get it.
Hey-o.
No anvils dropping on our heads and stuff.
Well, again, I wonder, do you have to get more intricate because we are doing this through 2 books instead of 1?
Probably.
And we have more parts to work with.
Ew.
Hey-o. Whoa. I think they call it menage a trois.
Somebody's muffin's getting buttered, but that ain't my business.
That's a handful. Somebody's muffin's getting buttered. That ain't my business.
But yeah, no, I think these 2 issues are excellent use of all the team members. Everybody has something to do. Everybody has a moment to shine. And, that's what a team-up book is all about. And crossovers and stuff, It's to get people interested if they haven't read that stuff before. And I think they managed to do that with both these issues.
I mean, it inspired us, Evil Superman.
Exactly. Don't write that down, Phil, so you don't forget by the time I get the website up and running.
Oh my god, can you imagine if anyone saw that list? It would just be like Evil Superman, Kevin Smith, and any other conspiracy theories I can think of.
Betty Brant.
Oh, Betty Brant. Kids, who do you want to hear about first? Evil Betty Brant or evil Kevin Smith?
It's not that he's evil, he's just misguided is all.
He's traveled down the dark road of Frank Miller.
Exactly.
Hey,
All right. So do we want to talk this week's New Justice League 72?
72?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Ben is trying to squeeze in one more story before he's out of here.
It's like, just one more thing!
Well, at least I mean, at least they gave him the full issue because last couple months they've been doing Justice League Dark backups, but now it's like the whole this was the whole issue.
Yeah, they're like, all right, you better be able to get it out during this one or you're done. Nobody will care.
But yeah, no, it was like Justice League Dark team up.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, even Phil Hester and Sumit Kumar's artwork just really couldn't save this book. The critics hated this book.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, they hated it. I thought it was okay, but it's like Royal Flush Gang. I don't. It's too little, too late. Like Justice, like, and I think that was also a throwback because Justice League also had like this big. I think it was like 5-issue arc in the it was like the 200s issue, like around 203 to like 208 or something like that.
Oh,
I think that's what a nod to. Yeah.
This isn't the Royal Flush Gang. This is the Xanadoth or whatever.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. I thought he was going to finish out with Royal Flush Gang, but now he's out. 74 is his last issue, so this can't be more than a 3-issue arc.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, I thought that's what he was doing, but now it doesn't seem like it. So
I mean, I was going to say, I mean, at least it's going to be a tight Bendis story because it's only going to be 3 issues, but they gave him like the oversized. So are his last 3 issues all going to be oversized?
Wow. Yeah, probably.
Needed the room, kids.
I don't know. I'm actually kind of glad the Justice League is dying.
Well,
it's time to start new.
Yeah, well, you could tell he was trying to bring in more of his ideas because, like, wasn't there like a Superman arc he did where Superman and Dr. Fate teamed up against this entity? So,
and Dr. Fate has its own can of worms. Like, they've really ruined that character, especially, no shade to the people that worked on when he was like the young kid or whatever.
Yeah.
Ugh. They've just tried so hard. It's just stop.
Well,
I want my classic Dr. Fate back, to be honest.
I don't think they aged them up a little bit, but I think it's still that kid, Khalid or whatever.
Yeah, but we don't really mention like med school or any weird crap that he had going on before that. They kind of just let that be. And it's like unfortunate because original Dr. Fate's a very interesting character, and that kid's not very interesting. Is my point. So
yeah. Well, let's bring back our JSA, and then
exactly.
Give us some classic Dr. Fate again.
And I'll just put it out there that Dr. Fate's helmet is greater than Doctor Strange's cape.
Yeah, well, no kidding. It's cooler looking. It's everything.
The old Charlie Esther Dutch angle.
So I look good at it. Can you see my business?
Yeah, that's why you have to watch it on YouTube, kids, or you'll be lost.
I gotta readjust the cameras because, if I hold a comic book up too long, then it makes the video all...
It's automatically copyright. Copyright strike! Damn technology.
Damn it. I'm not podcasting from a prison. Come on.
Nice. But I like I said, the artwork was the best thing for me about this book. There was actually some humor, which surprised me. But it's Bendis humor, so take that with a grain of salt.
And it's just so weird.
Bendis.
It's just so weird because it's like, just like with the annual he did, it's like, it seems like all the Justice League is here in the beginning of the story, but then only certain members go.
The ones he wants in his sandbox.
Exactly. It's like, can he not handle everyone? Or it's just, oh, no, here, I'm going to cherry pick. Okay, Black Canary, Wonder Woman, Hawk Girl, Aquaman.
Oh, at least it's not Naomi and Black Adam.
Well, Black Adam's there. He's on the cover. Editorial.
He's on the cover.
He picks a couple, and then it's like, hey, come with me. Editorial mandate Black Adam.
More like a Bendis mandatory. I'm not writing it unless I can write Black Adam.
I'm sure DC wants them crammed in there too. Hey, because that movie's coming.
But to be honest, they don't really have to. The Rock's gonna, and that's why they cast Rock. It's gonna sell itself.
Yeah.
I mean, I would honestly at this point, I don't think I would watch it if I didn't do the podcast. But you know, to everybody else's own.
Yeah.
I have a vendetta against The Rock at this point for ruining my favorite franchise, Fast and Furious.
I think someone's got a blog post. Hey,
I mean, you know, he's changed a lot. So this is not The Rock that I grew up with, the one that I know and love anymore. So.
Oh, I need you to pull Lois Lane. Why the world doesn't need The Rock? By Lois
No, we absolutely still need Dwayne Johnson. I just don't know that we need The Rock part of it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Why Hollywood doesn't need The Rock?
Exactly. He's literally been in like 5 movies a year since like 2016. It's a bit much. At least that's a very lowball estimate.
Some old men sit somewhere. Yeah, the kids love The Rock. See.
So we'll see how that works out for DC.
Yeah.
He should have been Lobo. We all know this.
But yeah, before we go, did I see somewhere? I mean, are the Naomi ratings? Have you seen anything? Or I thought
I can look it up for you. Like I haven't watched since episode 3. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Again, I haven't seen them, but I thought I saw somewhere someone saying, "Oh, they're not good."
Well, they're not Stargirl. Stargirl's still the best thing going, followed closely by Superman and Lois.
Again, it's like Naomi has potential. It's just they need to pick up the damn pace.
Man, I prefer the other one. They have better, but it's fine.
Oh my.
I'm looking. So it's looking like ooh.
That good, huh?
Okay. I mean, but it's the CW and their ratings. I mean, we're never going to have Arrow and Flash like season 1 and season 2 ratings ever again just because the landscape of TV has changed and this is network TV.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Flash is
They're pulling ones in the demo, so it's not looking good. Like, even the premiere was pretty bad in the demo, so...
Ooh. So you're saying...
it has Superman and Lois as a lead-in, which, you know, people seem to really still enjoy. I mean, I'm not one of them, but...
Yeah, I mean,
so it's kind of bad that the lead-in isn't... It's like, ooh, you know, Naomi and Superman. That makes sense in a way, but it's not helping.
So they're not even doing good.
But it was a mid-season premiere. Like, you should have premiered it in the fall. But that means they didn't have much faith in it. So, yeah, mid-season premieres mean, whatever.
So they're not even hitting the teenage girl demographic they're going for or whatever?
Well, the demo is classically, well, specifically for the CW, I'd say it's, what is it? It's, 13 to 27? So, yeah, I don't even know what's on against Naomi. I couldn't tell you. I don't watch actual live TV anymore, so I couldn't tell you. It's a Tuesday, right? It comes on Tuesdays? It should be killing, unless it's up against, like, one of the Law and Order shows. I don't know.
Law and Orders are on them Thursday. No, it's like Tuesday.
I mean, like, Chicago Med or, like, you know, one of those shows.
Tuesday at 9 o'clock, so, yeah, I'm usually podcasting. So, yeah, I don't know.
That's true.
But yeah,
so I don't know. I mean, I like the premise. I like the character. But again, this feels like it was just put out there to be put out there.
Do you think they lost faith in it before they even put it out?
I don't think they lost faith in it, but I think our focus is Stargirl at this point. Like, let's just be honest. That's the bread and butter.
The young pretty blonde, is that what we're pinning our hopes on?
It is the CW. I mean, name a black show besides maybe All American. I don't even know if the ratings are good on that one that has a black lead that has done well on the show in the last 20 years. I can't name one.
Could we fold Naomi into Stargirl?
No. Stargirl, you know, honestly, I think Stargirl is getting ready to do a Crisis on Prime Earth. Something along those lines, honestly. I think something's cooking up on that front.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, is she going to meet the Flash or somebody?
You mean the other Flash? Because Jay Garrett has been on there a couple times at this point.
I mean, yeah. Anybody who's not on her, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that would, if and truly indeed that season 9 would be the last season for the Flash, I think that would be the perfect, like, torch handing moment.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's what I was thinking. That's what I've heard. That's what it seems like it's lining up. So I don't know, but like I wanted to like Naomi, but it's I'm just no shade to Jill. It's just she was not the right pick. They should have just let Ava do it on her own. Personally,
It's very
Supergirl. Everybody loves her for no reason. It's very Supergirl,
and it's very slow, and it's the one thing that's even worse than Supergirl. It's like it doesn't seem like we're getting as much superhero stuff. It's except for every 2 seconds. Oh, hey, you're an alien.
Yeah, and the friend group is too big. Somebody's got to die. Like, man, that'll want to bring all the kids to the yard. Kill off half the friend group, and then maybe.
That's where we're going against the CW formula. It's like, yeah, you start with like 2 friends, then you expand that team. No, I mean, she already has like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, it's very Legends of Tomorrow season 1, if you know what I mean.
Like you said, I mean, there's like no drama because everyone loves her.
Exactly. So, and the mystery, if you've read the comic books, obviously, if you've Googled and spoiled that for yourself, you're probably just waiting on the season finale at this point.
Yeah.
But I wanted to like the show. I think there's still hope for the show. But those ratings are, but like on network TV, if you're not SVU, like if you're not in the Law and Order or NCIS, if you're not like, an established spinoff show of something bigger that's been on for at least 20 years, you're just not doing anything, period. So.
Exactly. Meanwhile, did you see Peacemaker? What the finale did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't surprise me, but it's HBO Max too, and it's a totally different crowd. It's what the DC fans have been kind of craving. It's gratuitous, it's funny. It's basically a live action form of Harley Quinn animated series. Like honestly, like those 2 shows very much in the same wheelhouse, and that's kind of what we've been wanting.
Yeah. Okay.
To actually be comic book ridiculous.
This is right from John Cena's Twitter, so I don't know if you've seen it.
You can see the tweets, just not the man.
That's true. What is it?
Hey, I do have a John Cena Funko Pop, and it is clear, and it is my mission to get that sucker signed now.
I was to say, why does he have a profile picture? No, just learned from the good folks at HBO Max that Peacemaker finale had the biggest single-day performance for a Max original series. And was up 44% over the premiere episode.
Told you.
That is a F-load of peace, and does not happen without all of you. Truly grateful. Ready for season 2.
Same, buddy. Same.
So I wonder if they were going to do a season 2. So what?
Well, also it's weird on HBO Max, like about how they decide to renew stuff, and they still have to have a good working relationship. Like things can change very swiftly at HBO just because it is a Warner Brothers property.
Yeah,
and there's a big flux going on right now. So
basically, the big winners, the original stuff they've done so far is Harley Quinn and Peacemaker. So
and you can't really do that on the CW. I think people are just kind of tired of that Flash wholesomeness. With the exception of Stargirl, but Stargirl gets dark because people do die. Spoilers.
Well, people were complaining too that the Flash was getting too dark in certain seasons too.
Not for me.
Saboteur.
I mean, it's not like they really spoilers. It's not like they really killed Iris. Then I would have been like, "Oh boy, let Candace Patton go do something else because you're not using her right." I'm just saying.
Did she want to leave? I mean, don't kill her if she don't want to leave. Okay.
I mean, you ain't heard that from me, but I mean that fandom is toxic. It can't be good for her mental health.
That's true. Spill that tea, Papa. All right. Anything else?
No, I think we're good.
We hit the old comics. We hit the new comic. We hit TV. So.
Oh, when is the Flash finale? I guess we could probably.
Do you think it's May? Because I think
it can't still be May, can it? Are we still doing May? Is that the gag?
Well, how many episodes are we getting? Because
I have no idea. I literally don't look this stuff up anymore. I don't have to podcast about it. I don't care.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. But yeah, because it comes back in March. Let's see. Yeah, March 9th it comes back. Oh, did you see that for the first time in its history? I believe they moved it to Wednesday.
What?
I believe they moved it. Let me double
Well,
check.
I guess Superman and Lois is holding it down over there. So why change what's working?
Yeah, March 9th.
That's another sign. Flash might only get till season 9.
I know. Once I saw that,
send us to 2024 if they play their cards right.
Once I saw that, I was like, Lilith might be right because they're moving it to Wednesday when it comes back, March 9th.
Now, if we could only just get an Arrow show that doesn't have a touch of Berlanti. Oh, wait, we do. Peacemaker.
Ooh, so yeah, remember Armageddon was 5, and then they took a break. So when they come back, it will be episode 6. The list I'm seeing here, unless it's not complete, just goes up to episode 13. So are they just doing 13 this season then?
Oh, it is. The end is written all over the walls here, buddy. Interesting.
Would that take us to May?
Should.
March, April,
if they
May.
don't take any breaks.
Yeah.
Which they love to take breaks.
Well, I mean, they've been on break since Armageddon, in December. So yeah, I guess that would bring us to March.
Well,
April,
all right. Count on a Flash season 8 review, I guess. Well, finale anyway.
That's right. All right. So, full schedule.
Oh my god. I totally thought I thought this year was gonna be the last season, to be honest, because they were doing basically what Arrow was doing with Armageddon.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, okay.
I mean, he signed for 9, so
yeah, that's official.
That's probably the last.
And that got shortened to what, like 16 episodes, right? That's what he signed on, or was it 14? It's not a full 23 or anything. So.
Yeah, I think it was like 14 or so. Yeah, I think it was like 14 or something.
A weird random number, yeah.
14 or 15. Yeah, it might have been 14 or 15 because I think we were saying, what are they going to do? Like maybe 13, and then those other 2 are going to be crossovers or something.
I think the season premiere probably is going to be a doubleheader, and the ending is going to be a doubleheader, so that's probably why they have that.
Oh, man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The series finale is probably going to be a big 2-parter, probably.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. We're gonna wade through all those flashes in that house.
Seriously, if we don't end on that night, I don't even know what this has all been for. But it's exciting times to be a DC fan, especially if you're into the live action stuff. I think HBO Max. I was shocked that they did so well.
Yeah.
Not James Gunn, just actually like Warner Brothers being behind them and giving them the support that the show needed and stuff. Because I saw tons of Peacemaker commercials everywhere, so.
So, yeah, kids. James Gunn's got his job security.
James got a gun!
Oh! How many times do you think he's heard that in his life? All right, kids. So, yes, come back next week. We'll be doing part 3 of Crisis on Earth Prime from Justice League of America 208. And then in 2
Suck
weeks,
it!
And then in 2 weeks, part 4 from All-Star Squadron 15. And then we wrap it up with Justice League of America 209.
Because March has got 5 weeks, baby!
That's right. So that 5th week, on March 31st, you will hear Secret Origins Part 3, where we wrap up that arc.
Finally.
March, the month of wrap-ups.
Nice.
All right, so.
Somebody's pre-birthday that day, but it's fine.
Somebody's having a birthday, but you ain't heard that from me. All right, kids. So, yes, send your thoughts on all of it. Oh, we might have a surprise for you in April. We'll see if we can make that work. Email us.
You know us in April.
Because, if no one else wants to do it with us, we'll do it ourselves, Hale. All right, kids. So send us your thoughts. Email us, capesoflunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And we need a transmatter cube so we can get Ray up here.
I wouldn't want him to get stuck in space.
Trapped in a green bubble. All right, so follow Unlimited Justice on Facebook, on Twitter.
Get some!
Hey-oh. There's a drop. Find a link to all the social medias for all the shows we do, DC, Marvel, all of it. And again, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Every episode gets a video, and we have interviews up there. Comic creators. We just talked to Annie Chang from the wildly successful Peacemaker series. So please subscribe there. But most importantly, if you can, please subscribe to the Patreon, like our friends Ray, Russell, and Justin.
We're just trying to save up for a transmatter cube. That's it.
That's right. I want to get Ray. I want to get everyone here so we can recreate that Peacemaker intro.
That would be hilarious.
Who's gonna catch Ray at the end?
Oh, he's judo master.
Well, unless it's you, you're the smallest one, aren't you? So
I think Maz is the smallest.
Oh.
I kid.
Oh, I'd still pay to see Charlie catch Maz like that.
Yes, exactly.
All right, kids. So yes, subscribe.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Who am I?
Uncancelable.
It's legally admissible evidence.
All right, kids. So yes, subscribe to the Patreon. Creator, get early access to creator interviews. Mr. D.D. Chichester.
Chichester chats.
That's right. Hey, sing me a jingle. We'll make that the intro. Yes, me and Lil talk to D.D. Chichester every month about one of his comic book stories.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
Yeah, do you see one of our patrons, Russell's going to be talking to him soon? Russell and Justin, I guess, are going to be talking to him soon.
We did it first. It's fine.
I know. But then in episode 250 of Caves, we're talking to Jed McKay. Did you see Ray?
Suck it, fanboys!
Did you see Ray had to squeeze another Jed McKay interview in?
It's like, I shall not be outdone.
I will have two before you have one. Ha-ha!
Damn whippersnappers.
So subscribe to the Patreon, superhero movie brackets also, where we find the worst superhero movie, and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch, everything, all of that. Jump in the Transmatter Cube. It's at Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. All right, Lilith Hellfire, people want to find you rampaging across multiple Earths. Where can they find you?
If you want to join me on the interwebs, find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire, on Instagram at Lilith Hellfire69, and of course on TikTok, making all the comments. Your post could be next at Lilith Hellfire69. Hello, Megan.
It's all rape and murder, I'll tell you that. I'm going to the hole on principle. Somebody's muffin's getting buttered. That ain't my business.
No, sirree. Not my business.
All right, kids. Again, come back in 1 week. Justice League of America 208. Crisis on Earth Prime, Part 3.
I believe it's pronounced Menage a Trois.
Crisis on Trois. That can backfire on you. That's Lord. No Devil's Triangle here, kids. Anyway.
Little Eiffel Tower.
Come back next week. This is also justice.
Unlimited justice. Get some.